Welcome back to another edition of The Drive with me. Geoff Fienberg, as always, is my guy at ADP Lack Sports on Twitter. Andy Lack. Andy, Florida. We go.
Oh, oh,
Great part of the season. Innisbrook, Tampa, Valspar. What a wonderful course. Gave us a fun finish. Two superstars battling it out through the snake pit. Went in different directions. Great to see the PGA so desperate for that tier of golfer behind like the superhumans of Rory and Scottie to show itself because Morikawa, JT, Cantley, Tommy, Viktor, all in winning droughts in their own ways. Great to see Viktor get off the mat, ceiling talent, wrong weather wave, blah blah blah.
well, Jeffrey, I'm not letting you get off the hook
But
that easily. Give me your true, unadulterated thoughts on this victory as a Hovland fan. I mean,
it was
were you
incredible.
on him?
No, I
Did
wasn't. I was on him pre-weather wave. I said on the show with Pat Mayo last Monday, I don't I want there's money to be made in Viktor Hovland. I didn't know if he could win. Three straight missed cuts is not
yeah,
something you win out of. Three straight missed cuts out of the weather wave that we're being told, or I buy into it. I'm not normally a weather guy. I bought into it last week. So
yeah. The book certainly did tell.
Other than my early Willie Z tout, it was really the only bet in that weather wave that I made. So I got, and in the end, Viktor wasn't on my radar. It was a truly magnificent win. Not only the stones at the end on the hardest holes on the golf course, Andy, it just showed you how incredible, like the ceiling talent is there. It didn't leave. The floor was really low at the moment at 80 at Sawgrass, but some of the stats showed the ceiling was coming. Certainly didn't think it would all happen that quick. I think Viktor even jokes he could shoot 80 the next time he plays golf. He's still not really sure. It was lovely to see. It was lovely to see. Um, I don't know, like hopefully just gets the whole thing back on track for Viktor.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. I wanted to check in with you because you and I are both Victor fans that have bit on big Victor numbers in the past with questionable form. And I was not a part of it this week either. And I'm still determining about how hard to be on myself. I had, um, what I would have thought was kind of a great card with
Yeah,
Bridgman and Colley and Connors and all these guys in the
so many great calls, Andy.
once again
I
resulted in $0. But the Hovland one, I was of the opinion all throughout the week that the weather narrative was a massive overreaction. So I actually did hop back on guys from the other wave at bigger numbers, Victor not being one of them. I'm not going to
three
beat
straight missed
myself up too much
cuts.
by any means, but
Like you're not going to beat yourself up over it, Andy. And listen, obviously we're here. It's early in the week. I love to give my picks, and I stand by my picks, and I win with them or I lose with them. I'm on them. Right? We're pretty transparent and authentic about that. Not that that's in question, but sometimes come Sunday, I don't got a guy in the race. Like I just become a golf fan, and I'm not
yeah,
going to beat myself up
yeah.
over a bet. I'm just not right. Bet responsibly. You don't got to beat yourself up over it. It's tough. You can only bet so many guys. Credit to everyone who had the foresight knowing the Victor numbers, and credit to like a buddy of mine who just doesn't even follow any of it. Didn't even know Victor missed three missed cuts. Just saw an 80 to 1 and was like, I'm
Yeah.
betting Victor Hovland. And I joke sometimes it's better to like not know everything we
I
know.
think a lot of people that didn't know the weather thing was going to happen at all ended up doing a lot
Yeah.
better than the people that were fucking
And
looking.
I'm not even, gonna be like sure the weather wave. Three wins, three straight missed cuts out of the wrong weather wave. I'm not beating myself
Yeah.
up. I'm thrilled for
Yeah.
Victor. Team Europe. Keep racking them up, Andy. I can't wait. That being said, fee fi fo fum. We are
Right.
off to Houston.
We are.
Scottie is hungry. The Masters, baby, is a couple of weeks away. Memorial Park. I hit Yates last year. Scottie missed like a 6 footer on
Me
the
as
last.
well.
Thank God
Yeah.
he clipped us so many times. Was able to get that one. I woke up or saw the odds board last night, And I'd forgotten for a moment that Rory had committed. So it was
Yeah.
very jarring to see both of them. And it let a lot of wind out of my sails. Elevated events, majors, okay, I have to bet against both of you. Houston, Memorial Park, I was like, oh, I don't know. I got to do this. I got to bet against them. I don't like playing the without market, so I'm certainly not. Scottie plus 375. Everyone is so tempted. Rory 7-1. Let's just stop there briefly. Scottie Scheffler. I mean, I'm just not making the bet. At 5-1, maybe I'd consider it, but I have too much fun building a card, talking through the odds board. I'm not disrespecting hitting any winner. I'm just not making that one. Rory McIlroy, though, Andy, 7-1 consensus on this odds checker grid. Go try to bet Rory to win the Masters right now. What is Rory to win the Masters? 7-1.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I'm betting Rory. Actually, no, I'm not. But like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Like, arguably, you can make the case this is a very fair bet based on the fact that everyone's at the Masters, despite it being a small field, and it's really just Scottie here, and the next guy on the board's Aaron Ryan, JJ Spawn. So Rory 7-1 versus the Masters number seems like a pretty good bet. What do you say?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would add it's a phenomenal golf course for him as well. I mean, the golf course is going to get a ton of rain over the next couple of days. We may even see significant delays on Thursday and Friday. Um, and Rory has a pretty strong history on soft golf courses that allow you to bomb away off the tee. And this is a really long golf course as well. So his distance is going to play a major role here as well. I think he's going to continue to play great golf and work on things for the Masters. I think Scottie is more likely to win the event. I think Scottie, um, I think it's a more important week for Scottie than it is for Rory.
But when okay, so you're of the approach, Rory. It's like really like a finer points Augusta tune-up. But what does that mean? Like he's not trying to make the smallest score possible on
no,
every
of
hole.
course,
He's not hitting. He's hitting a different club than the hole or shot at the moment.
yeah, he
Asking
may
for.
he it may be a good experimentation week around the greens
Yeah,
to try out a couple new golf shots. I mean, the golf course they have Augusta-fied it to maximum levels. Like I don't know if you remember watching this event during the fall swing, but the golf course looks completely different in spring than it does in the fall, and that's largely because of the overseed. And so what they did with the overseed is they chopped down all of the rough, and it gives you that super green
they're
manicured
doing their best
Augusta.
to
Yeah,
replicate Augusta conditions. They want to draw the players here and help
correct.
them
And they're
prepare
doing a good job
for
with
the
it. Yeah,
Masters. I agree.
yeah.
Holistically, like I don't like Rory winning again, two in a row wins leading into the Masters would just like, oh my God, golf media would combust pre-Masters. Not to say the pressure, like, doesn't matter what he does this week, win or play horribly. I don't think it changes the Masters pressure one bit for Rory.
Can I give you a question that I was talking about with my co-host in an earlier podcast I did today? Do you think that if Rory kicks Scottie's butt this weekend, and I mean
Oh,
like
he becomes a favorite. Sorry, I
at the
missed the
Masters
question.
or even?
If he plays great and Scottie plays horribly, or like
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
line
like we're talking. What I'm
Rory
talking
top
about,
twos
Jeff.
and Scottie T20s.
Yeah, sure.
I think it might. Ugh,
Me
I think it
too.
might. I think it
I
might.
do too. I do. I think they become even because
Yeah.
I think they both become 6-1 because right now the gap is already closed. Okay, so both this week and at the Masters, we're basically at 5-8, okay, or 4-5-7, okay. So earlier, as early this season, it was like Scottie 4-1 to win the Masters and Rory 10-1 to win the Masters. That gap has now changed from basically 4.57. So
Yeah.
you're not telling me if Rory has another week where he looks
Yeah. We're both at
demonstrably better
6.
than Scottie, then
Yeah.
that's not going to go to 6-6?
Yeah. And the books might try. It's a really competitive marketplace. We'll be doing a lot of fun master stuff here. You shop the best prices on your Masters week bets at oddschecker.com. Use that grid when you're making an outright bet or any bet on the golf for that matter. Make sure you're getting the best number. Let's beat the truck back a little down the board. Andy, Aaron Rye, my board's being finicky at the moment, but Aaron Rye coming in at 28, JJ Spawn 30, Davis Thompson 35. I don't really want to read through the names, but in front of 50, Andy, I have made one bet here between 30 and 50. Have you played in this part of the board? I imagine I'm going to take a couple swings here and then try to hit some grenades in a scenario where both Rory and Scottie aren't involved. But I'm playing it pretty light this week. The Masters is coming up, and I'll own it. Like I am so afraid of the top. The two of them together as a single force taking down our outright bets scares the bejesus out of me. I said a lot of words, so I'll just give the pick. Should be no secret, Andy, but I'm in on Minwoo Lee. In my opinion, he might be the third best player in this field. I know
Yeah.
there's a resume that like could laugh at that assertion. Sawgrass, Bay Hill, they're not ideal for his driver dominance. Where is his Memorial Park? Driver, putter, the approach play has more green than red in like a sample size right now that makes me willing to back it. Gain over 2 strokes on the approach at the Players. Obviously, he wilted on the weekend. I'm not going to hold that against him. Gained over 6.5 with the putter. It is the driver. It is the putter. I am in on Minwoo Lee. 45-1 over at Bet Rivers is the bet I have made. Give me your thoughts on it and anything you have done in this range.
I like it a lot. He's on my short list. I think we're looking at the same profile. I haven't made the final leap on Minwoo Lee, but I'm circling him around him. I would say that him and probably like Taylor Moore and Alex Smalley are kind of the three that are on the periphery of my
What about even
profile.
shorter, like Finau, Clark,
Yeah, I
Hay,
made
any
some
of
bets.
that do it for you?
I would say stay away from Finau right now, from what I know.
Okay. Um,
Um, I
he's
bet.
been it's been in a bit of a I don't
I'm
want
just
to
telling you.
overrate. Here's the thing. Fino is great at the Genesis, and when you open a player's like stat profile of the players and he missed the cut, I'm not even talking about Fino here specifically. I can totally ignore like players' statistics. It is such a volatile golf course, Andy. I can like almost literally write it off in terms of like how I want to approach this week.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's some stuff going on behind the
You
scenes
don't
with
have
him
to. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
that
you
I
don't want
don't
to say
think is conducive
anymore.
for
You
him
don't
to
want to
play
say
the golf.
anymore. Point made. Wyndham Clark, Jason Day, like anyone in like around this Minwoo number other than Smalley and Moore do it for you?
I mean, you're just dancing around the two elephants in the room, and you have been my co-host and friend on this journey with
Okay,
me
so
for
Davis Thompson,
years,
what are we doing?
and we have not had a conversation. I mean, I've been on Davis Thompson and Aaron Rye since both of us were in
Yeah.
diapers. I mean, on a driver short game course, come on. I bet them both at 35, and I knew they were going down. I still think Aaron Rye at 35 was like the best bet you could have made under 50-1 this week. My true odds on him were like 25-1. And he is at bookmaker now. I mean, I just I, at 25-1. Davis Thompson opened at 28-1. Those are the guys
What
that
is
shoot
Thompson
better
right
than.
now for you? Here, let
I
me.
bet him at 35 on DraftKings last
Yeah,
night.
I think that's still
There's still a 33
35 still out
available.
there. Yeah,
There
yeah.
was a 40 on him this morning.
Oh, 35, 40. I
I
don't
like
hate
him
Davis
down to
Thompson.
30.
I don't even mind the Aaron Rye situation. I'm seeing it as high as 28-1
Yeah, it's a good bet.
at the
28 to
moment
1.
right now. Third on the board. I mean, Aaron Rye's great. It would be like, geez, the team like Europe profile would just hit the moon if someone like Aaron Rye picked one off after what's already happened this year, Andy. I can't be. There's not a single thing I can say to besmirch Aaron Rye.
He's the third best golfer in the field right now. And I don't think he's been priced
He
totally
has the
well.
third highest floor in the field. I don't know if he's the third best golfer in the field, but I don't really
Yeah, I mean
want to talk about
my
debating Aaron.
yeah, I mean it's a
Okay.
subjective argument on, so
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, no, I think he's great. I'm not besmirching the pick one bit. I don't want to even be put in a position to throw holes in it. So like lay it on me. You're back on Smalley here.
I haven't yet, but I'm thinking about it. Wait, there's one more guy though that I bet at 45-1. I've made four bets. I've got 35s on Ryan Thompson. I bet Taylor Pendrith 45.
I'm seeing it.
Canadians in Texas, Bombers, Spike putting can interest you in a little pendy action in Houston.
You don't have to tempt me too much harder. I love Taylor Pendrith. He does have the ideal profile for this course, Andy. There might even be some. My oddschecker grid is finicky right now, so there might even be some bigger numbers out there.
I bet a 45. Do you think there's anything bigger? I was seeing 45 on the odds checker grid on FanDuel, and I bet that, but I couldn't, and I looked all over, bet online, bookmaker. I was sneaking around and lurking and loitering around a bunch of other books, and I couldn't find anything better than 45, which is, I think 45 is a great number on him.
I'm staring at a 50 on Bet Rivers right now, but point taken.
Pretty good.
Taylor
Pretty
Pendrith.
good on Bet Rivers, 50,
Yeah,
man.
totally fits the profile. The and yeah, Canadians in Texas. Going further down this board, Andy, you've already got two bets in. There's a guy 60 to 1 that I'm also swimming around. A disastrous couple weeks for Gracerman, but it's
Yeah.
like seeing him fall to 70 to 1 might be a time for me to jump in. Really strong putter for the most game, like a very solid tee to green player for the most part. The approaches times can be hit or miss, but that would be another player that I'd be looking at this week.
I get it. I'm not going to fight you on Grazerman at all. I think he fits the profile that I'm looking for pretty clearly as well. Um,
And how about if I said, Andy, find us a winner over 100 to 1? 100 to 1 or above, find me a winner.
I bet Victor Perez 135. Yeah.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Was chatting with a buddy of mine who's good friends with his agent. They feel really good over there. Some really strong results coming
Really?
from
That's
Victor
encouraging to
Perez.
hear. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
I'll give
did know the
you.
results have been great. He's coming off a pretty solid performance last week. The irons have looked great for him. He's played well at this golf course in the past. He's a top 25 here last year. He's got a lot of putting upside. He's got above average length off the tee, and he's a great long iron player. And that's a pretty foolproof way to find your way to the top of the leaderboard in Houston.
And what'd you say that number was? 125?
135 on
Like
Bet
it.
Online. I
Yeah.
like it like all the way 100 plus on him is awesome. I don't know if you're a Bet Online shark like myself, but he's available there at 135. And if you're a legal buck
Buddy,
guy,
yeah, a big fan. I
FanDuel,
don't,
FanDuel
it,
120 is a great number too.
not looking to plug anyone, but I spent some time there recently because they're promoting some fights between guys on Twitter who hate each other. So
Oh yeah, I'm
that's a
not.
whole other story.
No,
I
I was
won't
gonna
go down
say
that rabbit
I'm
hole.
not in that
Yeah,
ecosystem, but sometimes I observe from the sidelines and I'm like, I don't have time for
yeah.
this.
Let's move
Looks
on.
like a lot of people are having fun.
For me though, Andy, the long shot 100 to 1 or above, Stephen Fisk. 175 over at Caesars right now on that odds checker grid. I bet him last week. I want to say I played it at 220 to 1. So I'm going to jump back in here, finish 28th at the Valspar, fourth in Puerto Rico. I'm not going to lie, full transparency, wasn't too familiar with this game a couple weeks ago. Now I am. I am impressed. I test passed. Horrible first round last week at the Valspar. Crushed it the rest of the way. So I'm in on Stephen Fisk this week at 220 to 1. Ready to make your smartest play? OddsChecker turns AI powered data into winning opportunities across all sports with real time insights and odds comparison. You can spot the trends fast, find the best value, and bet smarter. Why guess? Visit OddsChecker now and turn data into smarter plays. OddsChecker for entertainment purposes only. Does not offer real money betting. Remember, gambling should be fun, so bet responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER in the U.S. Andy, great to speak to you. We'll be in Texas again next week, San Antonio, and then it's time, baby. The Masters. We're feeling it. Rory's heating up. Let's see if Scottie can heat up this week. Vic gets off the mat. It is all happening. Masters season is here. Stay locked in at Odds Checker. Smash that like. For Andy, I'm Geoff. We're out.